I am Rachel Taylor, and I am the narrator of Surviving Clotilda. Regarding my role, it was a long process of several drafts of scripts that my team helped me to record in a recording studio over Zoom. Um, Great experience all around.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Catherine Jameson. I am the producer. I'm one of the producer directors on this project. I began as a researcher and was able to work alongside Olivia very closely to help bring this project to life.
Hi, I'm Olivia Grillo. I'm the other producer director. I got to work with these two lovely ladies very closely, and we're very excited to be here.
So what does it feel like now as SCAD students and alumni to be on the red carpet?
Feels crazy. I took some time off my job, my full-time job, and I'm like, this is actually happening. You finish a film, a lot of film students can probably relate to this. You finish it, you submit it, you just cross your fingers and you kind of move on with your day. So to see that this is actually happening is like very surreal as a very recent post-grad. So this is very exciting.
Yes, to be a current student in my senior year, I'm tripping, to say the very least. It's a very interesting experience like no other. Like, I am beyond excited to be here. Like, I'm still having my classes, and to be here while I'm still in school is a phenomenal experience for a project as awesome as this one. So, yeah.
It's totally surreal. I mean, this was something that we'd kind of wondered if it was going to happen. Are we going to make something that's worthy of actually making it into this festival and screening here? And somehow we're here and we're all kind of pinching ourselves. And, Olivia took time off of work. I'm going to go back and I've got school and work tonight. And so it's going to be a late night. So it's good to set aside this time as almost sacred celebratory time to come together and recognize the hard work and the bug bites and all of the sweat and all of that mud that was kicked all over us when we were shooting in Mobile, and the time behind the scenes piecing everything together. And yeah, it's great and surreal to be here.
Well, I'd like to start by saying, and I know everyone on my team feels the same way, we have the best client in the world. From the moment we met them, they were family. From the first time of like 3 or 4 times we went to Mobile, we had family there. It was incredible. We were told it's by our professors that have had clients in the past, like, this is a very unique experience, enjoy it. So that collaborative process with them was insane, so eye-opening, and I'm so grateful for just like a first-time experience for something like that. It was incredible. Visit Mobile is the best. Patty, David, Emily, Arian, dream team, could not have asked for better collaborators, because that's what they were. They were not just clients, they were collaborators. They were amazing.
Yeah. Keeping going on what Olivia just said, the creative freedom that they gave us was outstanding. We would pitch things and they'd say, okay, we love this, or okay, can we do this a little bit of a different way? And then we'd go back into our drafts and do it again. And so it was phenomenal. It was my first time really having a client, my first SCAD Pro class since being at this school, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience.
So touching on the research, we spent the first quarter, so this was a 2-quarter project, and so it began in January. We had a spring break, and then we finished everything up in May, and so it was a combined total of 21 weeks. The first quarter we spent researching remotely. We were all remote of course it was pandemic, we're dealing with all of that, and so we researched as much as we could remotely, which only gets you so far. We were dealing with archives in France, we were dealing with the French Library, Germany, Mystic Seaport Museum up in Boston? No, Mystic Seaport Museum. It's the map in my brain is gone right now. But we, Dahomey. We dealt with so many different places to research, but it only got us so far. And then at the first or second week of the second quarter, Olivia and I actually had the chance to go down to Mobile for the first time, the two of us, and actually go into the vault at the Mobile Public Library and pull out these documents, the handwritten documents written by the people that all of our source material was based on. And so it felt like national treasure. We were touching documents that were written in the 1800s. We were looking at maps from the early 1800s. We were looking at letters from the 1890s, pictures from the early 1900s that dictated how we were going to tell our story and why we were pulling specific moments in. And so having all of those moments of research grounded in reality and provided an incredible launching off point to the film that you're going to see tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you. That's so incredible to hear. And then one last question for you is, as you are getting ready to see this premiere tomorrow, what do you hope the impact is?
I hope the impact is that people now know what the Clotilda is. That's a huge deal. They learn a lot of statistics that maybe they didn't know before, which sounds like a nerdy thing to say, but being able to walk out and be like, can you believe that there are only 13 in the, like all of the history of the slave trade, 13 recovered ships ever? That's insane. And this gets to be one of them. I hope they learn a lot. I hope they feel a lot. I hope they're inspired to go visit Mobile.
I also hope that they're inspired to go visit because the story is about like actual people. Like, yeah, you can go see the film, but knowing the history of these people and going to uplift them in their actual community is something that's going to be a big deal, you know, just because they've gone through so much, been exploited years after years after years, and still to this day, the people who brought the slave ship over, like their family, is not addressing the situation in the way that we would hope that they would. So just to hopefully bring some more closure and some more peace and have more eyes on the story as well. It's a goal.
I think as time passes from this experience so long ago, of course, when it was sunk in 1860, but then when it was found in 2019, looking at, okay, this is valid. It was shrouded in lore for so long, and it was like, does it exist? Does it not exist? We have proof it exists. We've been to the site. We've seen where it is. We know that it's there. I hope that, like we touched on earlier, this is a horrific story. It's the people that were on that ship that turned it hopeful. It was the people that were on that ship that had the resilience to hand something off to the next generation. It was Cudjoe Lewis, Kasula, who was the most well-known survivor. He had said that they came with nothing in their hands but everything in their heads. These were brilliant people, and they were businessmen and women, and like we were able to look at some of those documents. There's so much hope there, and it's being translated today. And so I hope that as people watch this movie and learn about these people, that they do feel that hope, because from hardship there can be beauty.
This is very important. I hope people pay attention to the special thanks. It is a long, long rolling credit, and you will realize just how many people you meet and like the family you make along the way, because that is our entire family. Crew, absolutely. Cast, absolutely. But the special thanks, the amount of people that dedicated their time with their resources for free just out of the goodness of their hearts because they were just as encouraged as we were to tell this story, like, pay attention. Those are special, special people. Friend them all on Facebook.